5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 4 of Revisited with Simon and Stuart. My name's Simon, and joining me as every week is Stuart.
I do, guys. Are we all right? Hope you're doing all right out there. Hope the weather's treating you well because we're recording this on the hottest day possible. We're supposed to be getting 36 degrees, so I've been told.
We are, and just some info for the guys and girls at home and the listeners. We record this visually and audibly, and we just obviously produce the audio part at the moment. And believe me when I say we both sat here in our pants.
Oh, you've got pants on.
Oh my God. If you stand up, this podcast is over. Okay. All I'm going to say. Oh, right. Obviously, for those of you who recognise the intro or recognise last week's little teaser, Stuart, would you like to tell the good people at home what you've picked for us to watch this week?
Yeah, I've picked Slinger's Day. Now, I don't know if you'll sort of notice, you might notice as the time goes on, but every episode that I'll choose from whatever series I pick, it will always be the first episode. Because I always find that if an episode's going to be bad, it's going to be the first episode of the series. So this is why I always pick the first series and the first episode. But also what I need to say as well is that Slinger's Day is actually a sequel series. It follows on from the original series that was called Tripper's Day, and that starred Leonard Rossiter in the lead role. But sadly, after the first series was brought out, he died. And instead of recasting the role and this, that, and other, they went with a completely different direction and brought in a new manager that was to take over the supermarket. And they picked, as you always would at that point, Bruce Forsyth for some strange reason. I don't understand that. So yeah, so they cast him as Cecil, yeah, and just retitled it Slinger's Day. I mean, there was a 4 year gap between the original Tripper's Day and the first series of this. Came out 3rd of September 1986, I do believe. So yeah, so that's where we start with this one. So you just got a bit of context and the backstory there.
I vaguely remember this being on. I don't think it was something I watched. I think I caught the odd episode. I didn't until we sort of started reviewing this, Stuart, realise that Leonard Rossiter had been cast originally, and this was kind of like a
Yeah,
reboot.
yeah.
And I thought originally when I saw it that this was a vehicle for Bruce to try and just do something different as opposed to be the general all-round entertainer he is.
Well, it kind of was. I mean, it's the first sort of well, it's the first and the last situation
Oh,
comedy
we'll cook to that.
that Brucey did. I mean, everybody knew him. I mean, I don't know where you're listening to this, in which country or whatever, but Bruce Forsyth in the 80s was predominantly a massive game show host. He did Price is Right
Yep.
and everything like that. And even while filming this, he juggled doing other things while doing this series. He did
What, like
Price is Right.
acting?
Yeah, yeah. He even, and I didn't know, he did a TV program game show in America that he flew to. And I didn't know this. I hope you know this. I mean, did you know that Bruce Forsyth had a part in Magnum PI?
Oh, no, you're pulling my chain. No, I
No,
love
I'm
Magnum
not.
PI, don't
No,
spoil it.
no, I'm not at all. At all. He had
Oh,
a part in Magnum PI. I haven't seen it, but once we've done this, I am gonna look for it because I want to watch
oh
it. I
my
want to see
goodness
what it's
gracious.
like.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we'll start the episode as we do, and I mean, that's good knowledge. I had no idea. Magnum PI, how obscure is that? If you'd have
Yeah,
told me
yeah,
you'd gone to do the American Prices Right or Play Your Cards Right, I'd have said, okay, yeah, fine.
yeah. No, I mean, you can't picture it on the same screen. So Tom Selleck, Bruce Forsyth.
It's a combo, let's put it like that.
It
They do say
certainly
the
is.
strangest
Yeah,
things work. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, yeah. I mean, thank you for that, Stuart. This episode starts obviously already. The supermarket exists,
yeah. That's right.
and
Yeah,
um, I think in the first scene, as we start to go through this episode, Stuart, we sort of meet the assistant manager. I forget his name off the top of my head, and if
Christian.
I have to look at my notes, I'll remember I've watched it, so I don't really want to.
Yeah. No, he's Christian. That was his name.
That was his name.
Yeah.
Um, and we've said it before, Stuart, and it comes up again here. It's terrible, terrible overacting
It
as
is.
he introduces himself. I'm not going to knock amateur dramatics in any way, and I'm not taking a dig, but this really, and we've said it before, Stuart, is absolute pantomime performance.
It is, yeah. I mean, you said just the first sort of 5 minutes when he introduced himself, it was so over the top. There's so much overacting. It was like forced acting. Um, no, you will know who I am, and this and other, and that. This is a comedy program, and yeah, it didn't open very well with me. Yeah,
Yeah, we skipped over, but I just want to mention the theme tune, which obviously we incorporate in
oh,
the podcast we do.
yeah,
I've said before that often the theme tune's quite good, even if the program's not.
yeah. This
Oh
is
my!
either, yeah.
I mean, I can't understand what they were thinking.
No, it's so corny, isn't it? It's so,
Oh,
so corny. Yeah.
it's just a jolly little ditty, but it sounds like it should be familiar, but it's dreadful.
Yeah. It's kind of a tune that could fit in with any sort of comedy. Well, if it is a comedy, but it could fit in with any program. There were nothing specific about it. It was just
No.
it was like something out of a fairground.
Yeah, that's a really good example. Do you know one of these wind up organs
Yeah.
that the
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing, mate. Yeah. We meet the sort of manager and a couple of the staff in the sort of canteen, I'm assuming. And then we get to the plot, if that's what you want to call it, of the beginning, that they know that the new manager's arriving and he's got a bit of a reputation. I don't think we get much more than that, just that he's a bit of a stickler.
Well,
Um,
I mean, later on in the program, sort of Fred, who's the security
Oh,
bloke,
yes.
uh, actually calls him an evil bastard.
I
In a
I
mid
must have
eight
I'm gonna say I
in a
must have
mid eighties
nodded off on
TV
that bit.
program, yeah, an evil bastard. Just to let you know, I don't know if you noticed that Fred was played by David Kelly, who was
Yes.
in the Willy Wonka remake,
Oh,
the Johnny Depp one. Yeah, who were
oh
in
my
that.
goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
No, well, I'll tell you what else he's been in. As soon as I heard his voice and looked at him, and I thought, I know that Irish sort of tone, and
Yeah, it's
he's
quite
the
specific, innit? Yeah.
yeah, he is the builder, the bad builder O'Reilly in Faulty Towers.
All right. Oh, I'm never. See, once we get round to Faulty Towers, this is where I'm probably going to upset you. I've never watched it, so
Right, we're
yeah.
done. That's it. It's over.
And
um,
thank you for listening to this series.
wow. But we then sort of progress the plot a little, and we're downstairs, and there's the trope of miscommunication. A chap arrives who appears to be a sales rep.
That's right.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we as viewers, we obviously know that the new manager that's going to turn up is Bruce Forsyth. So we know as soon as this it's an elderly man sort of comes to the door, comes in, we know that it's not him. But obviously the characters in the program don't know that. And you've got the first character that I meet, which is Dottie, that
yeah,
has these sort of earphones in, and she's listening to this music and dancing how I have never seen anybody dance to a mid-80s tape Walkman.
yeah.
It's so stupid. And he's trying to get her attention and everything like that. And he starts talking to her. And as she takes the earphones off, all she hears him say is new manager. So
Yes,
she
he's the new
assumes,
manager for the jellies and jams
right?
that they're selling or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
isn't he?
yeah, yeah. But she assumes he's the new manager of the shop.
Yeah, and that she believes he's the new manager, like you say, and straight away we've got like the start of the plots
Yes,
that
the
they've got
setup. Yeah, it's the
the
setup.
wrong guy.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
and they all sort of invite him upstairs to meet the staff, and I mean, the only thing that I put on my notes is how did he not question when they're getting to sit at the manager's
Sit
desk
at the
and they're all
desk.
introducing
Yeah,
themselves?
yeah. He never
What?
questioned anything, did he? He wasn't like,
No,
"Oh,
it
this
was
is
just.
weird. They're showing me everything. They keep mentioning manager and this that, and other. He's in
I think at
manager's
one point
office.
they offer him some champagne or something.
Yeah, that's right. And that's when we get to meet the actual manager. That's when Brucey turns up.
Yes, yeah. So the sort of are they opening the shop or is it just before and they're all sort of
Yeah, it's
he
just before the
arrives.
opening of the shop, and like I said, they knew that the new manager was due to turn up before the actual shop opened. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's funny, I did make this note. When he arrives and he sort of they're all sort of dashing by him and he's a little bit flustered at what's going on. I did get that he was almost trying, and I don't know if you noticed this, Stuart, that he's trying to do a little bit of a Leonard Rossiter in the way he's performing
yeah.
that.
I kind of felt that through the whole of this episode.
I didn't know
Again,
this. Yeah,
this is why I always go for first episode, and I were interested with this as well because obviously it was taken over from Leonard Rossiter.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I got glimpses of that, but all the way through as well is all you can see is the game show host.
yes, yeah.
That
I've put this several
Brucey is
times.
not an actor. I mean, he had a part in Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yeah, I think
He
so.
had
Yes.
a part in that, which fair enough, that was many, many, many years ago. But we got used to him as a game show host, and that's all you see. And you
Yeah,
can see he's playing to the audience as well.
yeah.
There's
I've made a big
slight
note of that.
there's very, very slight instances where you can see him looking at the
Yeah,
audience. His head turns ever
yeah,
so slightly just to look at the audience, but then it's
yeah,
like he remembers, "Oh, no, I'm not supposed to do that."
yeah. There were a couple of times I literally he'd give a spiel or a line that he had to deliver that was funny, and then as per being an entertainer on the stage, he looks to get a crowd reaction, and
Yeah.
then momentarily looks back. Are you expecting to throw a catchphrase in? Didn't they do
Yeah.
well? And
Yeah, good game, good game.
That's it, exactly, and I
Yeah.
kept seeing that over and over, and I'm not knocking Bruce because I appreciate sort of variety isn't my thing to go to, but I can appreciate he's a wonderful performer, dancer, entertainer, and of the era he was in, he was the best that there was.
Mm.
But all the time you can see him playing to the crowd that isn't
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's supposed to be in a sitcom.
Yeah.
But we digress. We'll carry on with the so he then the staff then find out and he announces that he's the manager and he comes down a little bit hard and sort of pulls them all in and wants to talk to them and
And you see, that's
gets on
another
with it.
thing. The sort of the hard manager, the it doesn't play a bad
No,
it
no.
doesn't
I can
play bad
see
good.
I've never watched any of the previous episodes with Leonard Roster, but I can see that he would have edge,
Because
a
you
little
don't
bit
yeah, but
Rigsby-esque.
you don't sort of, relate Leonard Rossiter to game shows and having fun and laughing
No.
and kind of this, that, and other. Whereas it was the wrong vehicle
Yeah,
for Bruce at that
yeah.
time, especially. Yeah.
But we sort of as he's going through and introducing himself to the staff, I want to make a note because there's two sort of I'll use the phrase laddish employees that Hardy and Higgins, the two sort of guys, and it's almost like they're trying to play the cocky. I don't know how to word it best, Stuart.
No,
Employees
you're
that
right in
know
what you
best,
say. Yeah, just the two cocky lads. Yeah,
but
that
but
think they know everything and
that's it, and I just can't buy it from their portrayal. I look at it and think, "You're a pair of idiots." It's not, you could have cast and performed that better. And there's a couple of scenes with them when I thought this is poor. They don't, you've got to at least portray what your character is. A great example, if you think of Keeping Up Appearances, Onslow, he plays the character. The actor sits, and you believe he's that character. With these two, I couldn't really understand what their purpose was. The terrible jokes between the two of them, hugely sort of signposted. But we digress. He gets to meet the staff, and he introduces himself to all the staff. There's a terrible joke I've made a note of here, sort of Stuart, where it's the father figure joke.
I've got it written down. That's
Oh,
what I was going to say. I'm going to
goodness
say that
me.
he particularly says to Dottie, who is
Yeah,
the only coloured character
yeah,
in this episode. So
yeah.
it was blatant racism.
Oh, I
Uh,
know. I
yeah, yeah,
absolutely cringed. I mean, it
yeah,
was.
yeah. No, I'm going to
And
written
the
down
thing is, it
myself.
sounds
Yeah,
really awful, but you could almost see it coming,
yeah,
which made it even worse. And,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
just thought, oh, this is poor. You've gone to the point of casting a young black actress in the role. Great, this is fine. But then you make it the butt of the joke, and it's
yeah.
absolutely dreadful,
Yeah, because
dreadful.
he was literally telling all the other staff, they were all lined up, and he was saying, think of myself as a father to look after you and this, that, and other. And as he passed this actress, this coloured actress, he stepped back, looked directly at her, and went, father figure.
Oh, I know, I know.
And like I say, you knew where that were coming from, and no, it didn't. It didn't land very well at all. Did that? Yeah,
Oh, goodness gracious. As thankfully that sort of part ends, he introduces himself to the staff and explains his name's Cecil Slinger. And that gets a bit of a laugh. I'm not quite sure why.
no, no
But he
random laughing
does.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, and as always, that they're howling and falling all over the place in the background, aren't they? And did you get this as well? It goes straight into the Monty Python Life of Brian Biggest Dickus routine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you find my name funny? Anybody
Yep.
else feel like a snigger when I mention my name, Cecil Slinger? And you've just blatantly stole
Yeah.
this from Monty Python.
Yeah. Yeah. Got that myself.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's awkward. It's funny. And again, Bruce is playing to camera. He's
Yeah.
looking them up
It's
and
so
down, saying,
obvious. Yeah.
"Yeah,
It's yeah. It's just so obvious. It's all I can say because it is what it is. It's so
yeah."
obvious. Yeah.
We then sort of progress a little bit, and we get on to, obviously now they know he's the manager and the shop's open and everything's running. We then get to I'll say the subplot, but it's really the secondary plot that the ladies enter the store to protest.
That's right. Yeah. I think I don't know if they walk in just before it's the end of the first part, and then we go
Yes.
to and we go to commercials, and then it comes back, and then you've got the second sort of plot. Yeah.
And they are, I think, well, I mean, the sort of leader of the troop is heavily pregnant.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, and they're protesting and sitting in the middle of the aisle for the removal of, is it dog food?
It is, yeah, it is. They are there for Save the Whales,
Right.
and for some for some reason it comes round to dog food. I don't kind of understand that bit.
No, maybe the
But
whale products in the dog food they're selling,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
guessing.
but that's basically what it was. They were protesting about Save the Whales, and the shop had oodles of cans of dog meat. Yeah, and the leader of this protester group was heavily pregnant.
Yes, yeah, and then we get the sort of there's random jokes about fish in tins and sardines and goodness knows what, and I get what they're doing. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't, but I have to say, I writ down and I found this the best line of this episode is when, because obviously they're protesting about the whales.
Yep.
She's pregnant, and Cecil was concerned. Obviously, he wants them out of the shop but he has to show an amount of concern. And he was saying, I have a responsibility to my customers. And the heavily pregnant protester turns round and says, I have a responsibility to the sperm. Now, obviously, you can take that two ways. It's the protesting about whales, so is it sperm whales? But she's also heavily pregnant as well. So, and
It's a
then
bit.
of course you get that Bruce Forsyth sort of look, as if to say, "Oh yeah, I know what you're on about, but I also know what you're on about."
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
that was the best line. Yeah,
yeah, wow. That should tell you all you
yeah,
need to know.
exactly.
Just again,
Yeah,
folks, for the listeners, we always put the link to the episodes we've watched or how you can find the episodes that we watched in the blurb. Please, 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 if you want to, we can't make you, watch the episode and then you can sort of follow us as we go along.
yeah, they are
Um,
mostly on YouTube as well.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
But we again, I, I, I tell you what it is with Bruce that oh god, I hate to pick on Bruce. It's going to sound like we're just sort of caning him here for the sake of it, but it's the mugging shots, the sort of facial expressions. It's you're absolutely right in what you said. He's playing to an audience that isn't there, and every time he does it in the sitcom, rather than just sort of recoil at like the sperm joke with somebody that's in conversation with him, he's mugging to off camera.
yeah, yeah.
And it's yeah, anyway, we
It's
I
very, very, very close to breaking the fourth wall.
I think that would
Very
have been a
close.
better and funnier
Well,
way
yeah,
of
it
doing
probably
it.
is. Without looking directly down the camera, but yeah, yeah, that's how close it is. Yeah,
Yeah, Bruce's solution to having these, oh, sorry, Slinger's solution, I should say, to having all these protesters in his shop is to get the Irish security guard, who we spoke about earlier, to get them to leave. And he's already met him. And it's when they meet in the staff room, you understand that, as Stuart said, they've met before or know each other.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where he calls him
And
an evil
if,
bastard. Yeah, and he stood
yeah,
right
if,
behind him.
if I said to you, what does a security guard in a supermarket look like? Apart
Now,
from a sleeve,
if I told you now, we'd get shut down. This would be taken off air.
definitely. You would, they're usually biggish guys and girls, and they're walking around and have, if nothing else, a presence.
Yeah, he's
Um,
like a piece of string.
yeah, I've got to say he's the most. If you haven't seen Fawlty Towers or this episode or anything he's been in,
Yeah,
he's the most gangly, stringy, little weedy man you
yeah,
could find.
yeah. He's like six
But it,
stone wet through.
yeah, but it does work because
Yeah,
I suppose if you want to
yeah, it's the
like
comedy.
contrast, it's supposed to
Yeah,
be security, it's
yeah, yeah,
comedy.
yeah.
And of course, he's trying to get these ladies out, and he's got absolutely no chance, no way at all. There's various interactions. I mean, he manhandles a few of them, which I found a bit
Yeah.
awkward, shall we
Yeah.
say? But it goes along, and nothing really offensive happens. There's more silly gags, and I mean, I'm right in thinking that when this aired, Stuart, it went out at sort of it'd have been 7:30, 8 o'clock
Yeah,
on
it will have been.
ITV.
It's classed as a family, a
Yeah.
family comedy.
Yeah,
Uh,
and there are a few things that as we've just said with the term bastards and sperm joke, are a little bit close to the knuckle for ITV at that time.
yeah, I mean that's the difference between sort of the 80s, the classic years, the golden years, as I like
Oh,
to call them,
yeah.
than what it is now. There was, I mean, I'm not saying any of it was acceptable, but there was just a more uh, tolerance to it than there is nowadays. There wasn't a
So
suing.
the next no,
Yeah, but that's
the
it,
next
and
sort of
that's the thing about today is that it's a suing society. So you say anything wrong, and
yeah,
they'll sue you and this and other. So it wasn't like that back then.
no, and we then sort of move the plot on. We then get a little bit of a scene away from the chaos on the floor with the protesters and the security guard, and we meet some of the backroom staff, which are the two
Jacko,
boys.
did we meet Jacko?
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah,
thought, did you know it's Cal Harmon? Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
We meet the two guys again, Higgins and I forget his name. hardest of it. And then we meet their chap in the back, who we assume is the storeman, Scruff, who is Carl Howman from
Yeah, Jack
Brushstrokes.
Ram from Brushstrokes. Yeah, yeah.
And I'll give him his due. He's okay. I mean, he's not brilliant, but well, he never is. But he's not bad. You know, he plays the character. He has a
But
couple of good lines, and you
I'm
get
gonna
the
say,
idea.
to be fair, he's probably the best one for the comeback of the lines.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
at
His
this
delivery's
moment in
sharp. Yeah.
time, you don't know what the ending is.
No, no. And
So
this works well because you
yeah,
assume he's the storeman.
that's right.
He
Yeah.
looks a bit scruffy.
A
He's
bit
clearly
scruffy. He looks disgusting. He's got pizza. He's got last week's pizza all down his front. Yeah.
oh my goodness.
So Cecil sort of is on his back for that. I mean, I think they're playing chess with tins of
Yeah,
beans
something
and
like that.
this, that, and other in storeroom. Yeah.
But we sort of get the break with those. I thought that worked quite well,
Did.
primarily because Carl Hammer's delivery and performance.
Yeah.
Because the other two are dreadful, but
Mhm.
like you say, his retorts, the way he delivers it, works really well. And then we cut back, and as the security guard's still struggling with the protesters, the lady starts to go into labour. Am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. The waters
Yep.
are starting to break.
So they take her up to Slinger's office, or a back office at least, get her off the floor. Did they want to call her an ambulance? Am I right?
I do believe so. Yeah. They obviously wanted to sort of. Basically, Cecil's main thing is get her out of the shop. That's all he wants, is get her out of the shop, and he'll do it
Yeah.
however he feels fit. So the kind of start bargaining. I mean, again, at this moment in time, you don't know what the ending of this bit is as well.
No.
So he then starts saying, "Oh, I'll do this, I'll do that. If you go and this that, and other." And they basically come to an agreement that he'll take all the dog food off the shelves.
Which is a
and he-
shame because that's all they seem to sell in the shop
yeah,
from
it
the
is.
visual.
Yeah, and for some reason, the only thing that contains whale meat. I don't
Yes.
know. But they come to agreement of yes, he'll take all the dog food off the shelves if she leaves quietly and goes to the hospital and gives birth and this and another. And they both agree on that. And she walks out of the office. Now, as she walks out of the office towards the other group of the women, she puts her hand under her top, and what does she do? She whips out a big, massive pillow because she's
Yeah.
not pregnant.
No, she's got what she wanted. I thought that was quite good because I didn't see it.
No, I didn't. I'll be honest.
No,
I thought she looked convincingly pregnant. Yeah,
yeah, nice little twist. I didn't make me laugh as such, but certainly I thought, oh yeah, that's clever. Well
yeah,
done.
yeah.
And the ladies get up and leave of their own accord because they've got what they wanted. The
Yeah.
protesters.
Yeah, and that was that plot of that episode done with, finished. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not sort of brought up. It's not mentioned again. It's not gone revisited or commented on.
No.
They leave, and we're left with back in the office with Slinger and Scruff.
yeah, yeah. He wanted to see him because he wasn't happy with his how he looked, how he back chatted, how he worked. Obviously, he wasn't. So
But he
basically, Slinger was planning,
yeah, he wanted to make an example of him to
That's
sort
right,
of
yeah.
scare the other staff. He
Yeah.
was going to sack him, dismiss him for whatever reason, and make an example so that there was a bit of fear that the others have to toe the line and jump to his tune, and he could, work his magic that way. And he basically says, to Scruff, right, how much do you get a week?
Yeah.
And he said, well, for the sake of this,
Right.
£62. Oh,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, right. Here you are then. Here's a week's wages. Go.
Yeah.
And he gives him out of petty cash £62. And he says, don't do that. Don't do that. And he says, no.
Yeah. He's
My
even
mind's
got
made
the
up.
assistant. He's even got Christian at the side of him saying, "No, you don't do this. You don't need to do this." And he's going,
Yeah.
"Yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing it." And
Pays him
kind of
off.
forces him out the door. Yeah.
Yeah. Scruff takes the money and leaves. And you think, right. And he turns around, I think, to Christian and says, right, let's tell the other staff that. And let's make sure. And then, and this, I did make a note of this, Stuart, and I did say this bit was good. It turns out that Scruff isn't an employee; he's actually a delivery driver who just happened to
Yeah.
be hanging about in the back. Who's just walked out with 60 quid in his pocket for doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't see that one coming. I'll be
No,
honest.
no,
Yeah.
me neither. And I
Mhm.
did, I
And that
did.
what played
I
pretty
know,
well. Yeah,
as we do trying the good parts, I did put clever because
yeah,
I just totally didn't see it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Just before we sort of tail off into the end of this, I just want to go back to a part that happened with the customer that was pretending to be a reverend. Uh,
oh my God, Mr. Duck.
Yeah, yeah. His name was Donald Duck, and the cashier came to Cecil and said, "We've got this customer and this and other. He wants to cash a check under Donald Duck." So obviously Cecil goes out and faces the man. It's an elderly man, and then obviously making joke. Oh, Donald Duck is it? Mister Duck. And as he said, Mister Duck, he says, "Well, it's Reverend Duck actually." And
Yeah,
removes his scarf, and you can see the dog collar. So Cecil starts getting a bit sort of concerned that he's upset a reverend and this and other, and he starts apologizing and this and
yeah.
other. And the reverend goes, "Oh yeah, I get this all the time." He says, "Especially my family." And he picks out a photo, gives it to Cecil. Cecil looks at it and he goes, "Oh, your nephews, Huey, go on,
Dewey
Huey."
and Louis.
Yeah, yeah, and then this reverend starts doing duck noises and what have you, and he's obviously a complete lunatic. Yeah, he's not a reverend, he's not anything, and the shipping, but it was just, what was that? What was
Well,
that?
thank you, thank you. I totally got you not thinking his name was Donald Duck, and then it turning out that the gentleman's name, given his age, was Donald. His surname just happened to be Duck.
Yeah, I
And
thought
and
I
and,
thought
and
it were going to be all right. Yeah, that's his actual name,
yeah,
and it just veered off into this.
but when he started quacking and just, and even I was like, "What the hell?" In fact, I made a note, and I might cut this out. I might leave it in the podcast. I just wrote underneath this, "Punch Stewart in the cock," because quite frankly, at this point, I thought I'd, I've either been drinking too much or I've fallen asleep, woke up watching something else because this is just awful.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't even
No.
there was no sort of point of it. It didn't have any relation to any plot that were going on,
Oh
or
God.
anything like that. It
No,
just
it was truly,
wasn't
truly dreadful.
necessary. Yeah, yeah.
Um, right, Stu, as always at the end of the episode, because that's pretty much where it finishes before we get the dreadful theme tune reprise.
It is just to
Um,
let you know as well, is that Slinger's Day only lasted for 2 series and 12
they made a
episodes.
second.
Oh yes, yes, they made a second series,
Bloody hell.
but it was eventually cancelled due to low ratings, poor reception, and it didn't fit Bruce's strengths.
No,
Yes,
definitely not.
yes,
No.
we got that. We got
I'm
that
gonna say
right from the very
who
beginning.
who thought it would? I would be
Yeah.
curious to know, but and I get giving him a chance, giving this talent, I get saying, but you could not take, for a good example here, Morecambe and Wise and put them in a sitcom. As
No, I
funny as
mean,
they are.
obviously they did the films, Morecambe and Wise did
Yeah.
the films,
Yeah.
but that fit very well because there
Yeah.
was no audience
Yeah.
there. They
Yeah.
didn't have anybody on set to react to. It's
No,
very
they're
different.
playing Morecambe and
Yeah,
Wise in a situation,
yeah,
and they are brilliant at what they do. They are true entertainers, but you couldn't put them in a sitcom like this and it
no,
work because you're changing the characters that they are. You're changing their interactions.
yeah,
They're not with each other.
yeah.
But yeah, yeah,
Brucey was the type of entertainer, all round entertainer, but he needed an audience.
he
That
definitely did.
audience
Yeah.
had to be there, and he needed to react to that audience.
Right. So, like we say, as always, we have to do this, Stuart. Good bits, if any.
Uh, Good bit. I actually thought Carl Hallman, those bits, his comebacks and what have you, they
Yeah, I'm
weren't
not a
bad
fan, but
actually.
in this
Yeah,
it works. His character,
yeah,
yeah, I would agree with that. I will say that the twists, the lady not being pregnant,
yeah.
and
And the fact that he didn't work there, yeah, clever.
yeah,
Yeah,
never
clever.
saw that coming.
Yeah,
Clever. Did it get a big laugh? No, but it showed that the writer knew how to surprise you, and I
Mhm.
think it's Brian Cook, the actual
That's right.
writer of
Yeah, it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
And that I like, and it just makes you wonder if he can perform at that level, what the hell the other 28 minutes of this 30-minute episode were about.
Yeah.
Because he's awful. The vehicle for Bruce, it just doesn't work, and
Yeah, it
you're trying to
didn't.
be
No.
Leonard Rossiter, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big, tall order to do at the best of times. So
Yeah.
bad bits, Stuart.
All the other 28 minutes, I would have
Yep,
said. Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So
The worst is the theme.
oh, it's awful. I
Theme.
mean,
It's
I
terrible.
I have to find them. Obviously, each week we do the podcast, and I put them in as the intro and outro, and we do a bit of a teaser, and so on and so on. And I had to listen to it 2 or 3 times to think, "Have I got this right? This
Yeah.
is somebody just sort of played something over the top because there's
Yeah.
no copyright."
Because
And I actually went
it's
and
non-specific,
investigated.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really poor. Brilliant, brilliant. So, as this was your choice, young man, there is a quiz. As you know, we are finished on a 5-question quiz, Stuart, and I've taken your abuse on board, and I've totally ignored it, but I have taken it. No, I got what you were saying, so I've tried to make this a little bit more Stuart for you.
Okay, then.
Are you ready?
So hopefully the questions are, what is the program called? Who's in it?
Oh, you've been reading them.
Yeah, go on then. I'll probably get it all
Okay.
wrong again. I know what I'm like. I'm rubbish.
Yeah. Well, there's 5. Let's see how you do. Question 1. What is the name of the supermarket?
I knew you were going to ask me that. I
Good.
knew you were going to ask me that. And
Excellent.
I've got absolutely no idea. Can you give me,
No
is it
sense to make
this
these
or
bloody
is it,
easy. It's on everything you can see.
um, is it, I've got, honestly, I've got no idea. Can you give me, and is it this or is it that?
Is it super fair, save affair, special buys, or super buys?
Oh God, see, you say it's on everything. You give me them, and I still have no idea. Uh, I'll go for, I'll go for B.
No, it was A. It was super fair, mate.
All
So
right then.
sorry,
Okay.
I thought I'd given you
Yeah.
an easy. I thought I'd
Yeah.
done this
No.
easier.
Well, hey, listen. I always say to people because people have a go at me saying because I do quizzes. Yeah, that's what I do. And people always say to me that were an hard quiz. Well, that's you. That were an hard quiz. And my answer is there's no such thing as a hard quiz. There's no such thing as an easy quiz.
Oh,
It's
I'm
all
sensing a
about
challenge.
well, it's literally a question is just about how much you know, your knowledge. That's all. It's not easy. It's not hard. It's just
Nope.
your knowledge. And unfortunately, that wasn't part of my knowledge
Oh,
because I
goodness.
didn't notice it. But
Oh.
hey, here we go. Question number 2.
Question 2, Stu. Okay, what is the man mistaken for the manager selling?
Hate you.
No, God, I've deliberately mentioned this.
I know. Hang on. Let me just have a look through my notes.
You,
That's,
do you know when you
that's
tell
the
me you
problem.
watch the episodes, do you?
Yeah, I watch it, but I don't watch it that intensely.
I thought
There's
this was
there's
easy because
nothing
you
to
had to go
watch.
at me about
There's
duty
nothing
free.
interesting to watch. Oh no! I just know his name was Tom. That's it. So he was selling. He was. I've done. He was selling curtain rings,
Jellies and jams.
jellies, and oh God, you did say it as well, didn't you? Yeah.
I mean, it was said several times. Right.
Yeah,
I've
and
tried to make this
I
easy.
said
Right.
curtain rings because I know that's John Candy off of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Right.
So
You've definitely got this next one. Are you ready?
go on then.
Question 3. What is Carl Howman's character called?
Scruff.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Getting.
Now let me just
Yes,
jot
well
down
done,
the
man.
big number 1 there. Yep.
See, I told you. I'm trying to
Yeah.
make this easy for you. Number 4. What is the title of this episode?
Oh, yeah, I know that one. It's called New Management.
Well done.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So you've 2 so far, and you should be able to get this one as well, Stuart. Number 5. What was the original series called before it became Slinger's Day?
Oh, that were Tripper's Day.
Yes. Well done. I think that's your best score so far. 3 out
Hey,
of 5
listen,
then.
when I got 2 right, that was past me best score.
When you got the first 2 wrong, I was panicking. I wouldn't. Right. Is that a better quiz than the ones I've been doing?
Yeah. That you didn't need to be sort of very intense. Yeah. But yeah, that's fine.
Excellent stuff. Before we leave, Stuart, is there anything else you want to add about Slinger's Day before I forget I've watched it and never revisit it?
No, it just needs to be slingered in the bin.
Yeah, oh God,
Sorry.
that would have made the show, mate.
Sorry. Yeah.
Honestly, like I say, I get Bruce trying it. I get you couldn't do it without Leonard Rossiter, but it was a poor idea, and there's no I'm amazed it got a second series, but yeah, there we go. So everybody at home, obviously, as you know, we'll be doing next week's podcast. For those of you who want a teaser as to what we've been watching, here's a little clip.
A fine romance with no kisses. A fine romance, my friend.
Okay, so we hope you understood what that was. I mean, it's quite obvious if you, if you weren't sure. Stuart, as always, thank you so much for joining me. And
You're quite
as I said,
welcome.
thank you. Listeners, thank you for listening. We are available on all your podcast sort of download sites. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. Please
Yeah.
like, subscribe, comment. Email us if you want at revisitedwithsciencestew@yahoo.com, and we'll respond and read those comments out as we go along. Stuart, thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Yeah, lovely stuff, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye,
Tatty
folks.
bye.